Good afternoon. How are you? Well, Thomas Jefferson says our temperature is 90 degrees and that the humidity is at 30 and the wind is 2 miles an hour, although it's not obvious to me that that's the case. The day has been spent with people exchanging ignorance about who would be best as a vice president. See, I think these traditional things are lost time for the message. And the message is, why myself, Harris? What am I going to do as Harris? What is wrong with Trump that I want you to focus on? And these are the things that got the funds raised, the volunteers discovered, and the move in the polling that has brought Harris up into competition. So why are we talking about JD Vance? What is the advantage of that? Well, I think there is some advantage because in a way, he's the Sarah Palin of McCain transported to another Republican candidate, this time Trump. And so JD Vance, he launched his public campaign with his catty childless slander. And it's very interesting. He puts women in the crosshairs. He allows us only one conclusion. He's a misogynist, plainly. He has an intolerance to those who don't have children, without regard for why they don't have children. He is indifferent to the fact, well, let's choose the best case maybe of what's wrong with what he has to say. There are those who have taken an oath of clerical celibacy. Is he against them as well? There are 42,000 Catholic nuns in America who took an oath of clerical celibacy. Why is he talking about them? Well, you see, he's not talking about them. He's unfocused. And we're saying instead he's weird. No. Weird just means strange. How about he's a misogynist? How about he discriminates? How about he doesn't anticipate and consider the ramification of a statement he makes as to some people that doesn't apply to many others for a whole variety of reasons that are quite sympathetic, like I can't have children, or I have an oath of celibacy that I must honor. Is this the kind of person with that kind of decision-making power, that inability to foresee, like a chess player, what could happen down the road? Is that what we want? There are 34,000 priests. Same oath. What about them? So, he self-describes him as a hillbilly from Appalachia, but he doesn't give a damn about hungry children, homeless children, medicine for children. No, because, that's the government. And did he have any scholarships in his lifetime? Who is he? See, I think he represents a small group of people whom you would think with a Yale degree would amount to something. But we did have Gerald Ford and we had W. And in my opinion, it was misleading. It was just misleading. So this is the kind of guy they want as vice president. One who doesn't give a damn about your problems. Doesn't have a heart, in my opinion. Now, is he also intentionally thinking about what are the constraints in Buddhism or Hinduism or Jainism, which is very strict as to the practices of an adherent? And then there are the people who are not religious in any way at all, who follow, say, the Stoicism or one of these other faiths or none at all. Study philosophers. How do you lead a nation if you don't have an idea who they are? Boy, I'm just getting the dogs today. So Dems say he's weird. which I think is an inarticulate political muttering. Nail him down. Say who he is. Say he's a misogynist. Say he's heartless. Say he's a liar. Say his ambition confounds his ability to tell the truth. That's what a campaign's about. And when people say, why shouldn't I like Vance? He seems like a nice enough guy. He was in a movie. By the way, movie alert, do not watch that movie. Well, you can. It's an S&M experience. And if you like to see actors known for their proficiency tarnished by playing in this movie, turn it on. And you'll find, like a lot of other Dems, and I posted on online a review about the movie and why maybe you shouldn't do that. So what are they doing to attack our vice president? Well, they were calling her dumb, and it seems to me that's equivalent to calling somebody weird. Is this kids in the schoolyard could do better trash talk than these guys? So, do I want better trash talk? No. I want a focus on the issues. Issue number 1. Trump is a felon. Trump is a hateful person. Trump has told us there'll be no more elections after this one, if we get it right, meaning get him into the West Wing. That's it. Those are our issues. We should be talking about that relentlessly. But there's a thinking of, I'll leave it to somebody else to say. And in my experience, you want to advocate for yourself. You don't want some agent doing it and imprecisely leaving out the most important parts. The franchise. Who gets a franchise in a dictatorship? So we should be playing upon these things. And if we're going to talk about a vice president, don't do the gaming. Tell me why. Okay, Kelly's an astronaut. He knows about science. He's in an important state, battleground state. He has a way of articulating these things. He's also involved in gun safety, particularly because his wife was shot at and could have died. You know, that's a story. Pete Buttigieg is another one. Brilliant. At his age, he could be president tomorrow. He is so capable. And some say, well, yeah, but he's gay and he's in a same-sex marriage. But he has children, so he's not childless, which appears to be the test that JD wants. You know, how about the governor of Pennsylvania? We have people out there. What about Whitmer? Oh, do we want to have 2 women on the ticket? Is Shapiro a bad choice? Because what? Who knows what? This is not the way to decide our vice president. There should be a thin measure. Okay. No embarrassment. Yes, fair. Negative analysis of the candidate. Positive analysis. Why this person? What can they bring to the ticket? What could they do if for any reason Harris decides or is unable to continue in office? That's the test. That's what we should be doing. So, those are my observations for the day. I have one other thing, and that is there's a guy named Dressler who was the last leg of a 400-meter freestyle race in Paris, and he won by a second over, and this is a lot, by the way. These races are measured in fractions of a second. He won by a second over Australia, who had not been leading. And it's marvelous to watch, and I suggest you do it. No obligation, obviously, if this is not yours. And it's the first gold for the United States. So, we're ahead on points. We have a good structure. Let's not mess it up. So I say goodbye to you from my cathedral of trees. I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.